Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another video on the Steam Spring Sale 2023. This time we're looking at RPGs, and in this video I'll cover the top 20 deals on RPGs. So we start off with Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. So this is the remastered version of Kingdoms of Amalur. I think this was from like early 2010 or something like that, and it got brought back to Steam recently. So yeah, it's a bit of a cult hit from what I understand. Haven't played it myself. I did get it recently. So this is now on a 67% sale, 481 in India, $13.19, 1154 pounds and 13 euros. Next is Dragon's Dogma, another very popular Capcom RPG, the Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and this is 84% off. This is equal to its low, very cheap for a Capcom game. 287 in India, $479, 383 pounds and 479 euros. So yeah, very good price for a very popular game, under $5. Next is Greedfall. So I like spiders and their games. A lot of people say they remind them of early BioWare games, and I haven't played too many BioWare games, but it does have some interesting elements. The character development is often very good. The voice acting is decent. The setting, story, etc. There is a bit of jankiness here and there. Combat wasn't the best, but it's still a very satisfying game if you like character-driven RPGs. This is 70% off for the base game, 419 in India, $1049, 9 pounds and 1049 euros. There is a gold edition which includes a couple of DLCs. This is just a set of weapons, I think, and then the De Vespe Conspiracy is like a small story-based content DLC. And the next one is also another game by Spiders. This was one of the earlier games. This is the Technomancer. I played this game recently. By recently, I mean in January of this year. And I liked it for how cheap it was. It's not a bad game. It's set in the future. Humanity is on Mars. You play as a Technomancer, who are these people who have some electric abilities. And yeah, balancing different factions and stuff like that. So not a bad game, especially considering the price. 79 in India, $2, 179 pounds and 199 euros. Now, whenever we have a sale like this, I often mention Grim Dawn because as far as ARPGs are concerned, this is one of the best. I'm a big fan of the old Titan Quest game, and a lot of the developers worked on this one as well. So very decent game, a lot of content and a couple of DLCs that are interesting as well. Base game is 75% off, 142 in India, $624, 5 pounds and 6 euros. Now there's a complete version, definitive version, which has a few more DLCs. The main ones that you need are Ashes of Malmuth and Forgotten Gods expansion. The rest of the stuff are like, weapons, and this is like a PvP mode, stuff like that. But yeah, if you like ARPGs, definitely check this out. Next, we move into some tactical and CRPG territory. This is Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. So this has been out for a few years. This is made by Larian Studios, who are working on Baldur's Gate now, Baldur's Gate 3. And even though I'm not a huge fan of these games, I don't usually play these style of tactical RPGs, party-based. This is without a doubt one of the best games ever made. So definitely try this out if you like these games. So this is 60% off, 395 in India, $18, 12 pounds and 18 euros. And there's a lot of content here as well. From what I understand, it should take you about 100 plus hours, 150-ish hours to finish this. Next is Pillars of Eternity, a similar style game, a CRPG, and this is now 75% off, 182 in India, $749, 574 pounds and 7 euros. This is the Hero Edition. There's a definitive edition which is a little more. Next is Wasteland 3. The original Wasteland, I believe, was the inspiration for the Fallout games. So now this series has been revived. We got a Wasteland 2 a few years ago, and now Wasteland 3, and it's been generally very positive. So this is 75% off, 274 in India, $1249, 824 pounds and 1049 euros. Now we move on to Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a more realistic medieval RPG. Again, very popular. People who play this really love this game. And this is now very cheap for how good a game this is. 75% off, 174 in India, $749, 624 pounds, and 749 euros. There is a Royal Edition which includes all the DLCs. So this is 224 in India, $10, 874, and 10 euros. I would recommend you get this version. Next, we move on to Warhammer Inquisitor Martyrs, Warhammer 40k. So this is a ARPG in the Warhammer 40k setting, probably the only one we have. And this is pretty decent. I've played this. The main issue here that some people complain about is the always online thing. So even if you're playing single player, where's the always online issue? I haven't played too much. Again, a few hours I've played. Do a couple of missions, then I stop. And so far, I have not had any issues with that, like getting disconnected. So this is 80% off, 400 in India. Base price has gone up a tiny bit, $10, 839 pounds, and 10 euros. There's a complete collection, so all the extra bits and pieces here. Also 80% off, 640 in India, $16, 1339 pounds, and 1599 euros. However, there is one thing I want to mention. In all these DLCs here, there is one that is not included. So this one here, the Sororitas class, this one was added very recently. So this is not included in the complete version here. This is still separate. So when you get this version, you'll get all of this except for this. But still, you could get this later when it's on a bigger sale. Next is Disco Elysium, The Final Cut, another game that a lot of critics love. Game of the Year awards and stuff like that. And this is the Final Cut version, so improved, etc. Now the studio no longer is under the control of the original people, so sadly I don't know if the next game, if they make one, would be any good. But yeah, very story rich type of game. 75% off, 224 in India, $10, 874 pounds, and 10 euros. Couple of cheap RPGs now. We have Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. Now this was a big AAA game from about 10 years ago, and it's a fantastic game. I say cheap because Square Enix and whoever owns them now, they sell them quite cheaply. And this is, as you can see, 85% off, 84 rupees only, $3, 194 pounds, and 3 euros. If you still haven't played this, definitely get this because this is fantastic. Overall, very enjoyable game. You can go guns blazing, you can be stealthy, you can use your charisma, and yeah, it's just a very cool cyberpunk RPG. And of course, the sequel for this one is Deus Ex Mankind Divided, also kind of cheap right now. One of the best trailers they had when this dropped. And 85% off, 74, so even cheaper, $449. 299 pounds and 449 euros, although you get a couple of, I think, one extra DLC or something. No, some more DLCs. System Rift, I think, is like a story based stuff, and this is more weapons and stuff. Now we have a couple of pixel art RPGs. This is a new one, just came out. I thought I'll mention it because it's not an expensive game to begin with, and it's also on a small sale. So a farming sim style RPG pixel graphics, I guess. And this is 20% off, 455 in India, $20, 1559 pounds, and 1679 euros. And then one of my favorites, this is Graveyard Keeper. So similar to Stardew Valley, instead of a farm, you have a graveyard. I've mentioned this every time there's a sale. I really love this game. Funny story, interesting characters, unusual setting, and it's got a few interesting DLCs as well. So this is 65% off, 308 in India. I think the base price has gone up. $7, 586 pounds, and 682 in the Euro region. Now we move on to some of the Bethesda RPGs, and I want to mention them because they're always on sale. They're still very good. And we start off with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Game of the Year Edition. So this is 70% off, has been a little cheaper, as you can see, 75, but it's close enough. 169 in India, $449, 389 pounds, and 449 euros. Of course, then we have the big daddy of RPGs, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. This is the special edition here at 75% off, 449, In India, $10, 874 and 10 euros. The anniversary edition is a little more at 20, well, double basically, and 1749 pounds and 1999 euros. You could just get the special edition and get the upgrade to the anniversary edition later. Then of course we have the Fallout series. So we'll start off with Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition. This wasn't available in India for the longest time, but recently, I think after Microsoft took over, these have been brought and made available. So we have Game of the Year edition for Fallout 3 at 67% off, 186. Again, not the cheapest price, but still close enough. $659, 527 pounds and 659 euros. We also have the ever popular Fallout New Vegas. We have the base game and the ultimate version. At this point, just get the ultimate. 67% off, 186, 659, same as Fallout 3. And we have Fallout 4, the newest single player Fallout game. This is 67 again, 329 for the base game, $659, 527, 659. But there's a Game of the Year edition, which is not a lot more. So I would say you get this because they have some interesting DLCs. I have played this game twice to completion. So yeah, I would say get the Game of the Year edition because you get a lot more with the 3 expansions. So $449 in India, $10, 874 pounds and 10 euros. And then finally, one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion, is Darkest Dungeon. So this is a turn-based roguelike RPG, of course. And this is one of the best games I've played. Very difficult, but also very stylish. Very interesting. It's one of those games that has created a genre of itself. A lot of games try to make this style of game, but this is still by far the best. Even the sequel, I don't think, lives up to this. So this is 85% off, 165 in India, $374, 314 pounds, 367 euros. There's an ancestral version with a lot more content. Butcher Circus PvP, Musketeer is a hero, Crimson Court new area, hero again, new area. So you don't really need this. These two are free, as you can see. So you'll get the Musketeer. You could get the Shieldbreaker. Crimson Court, Color of Madness. You don't need it if you're playing for the first time. If you really get into it and you really like it, you can get these later. So yeah, that's my quick look at the RPGs on sale in the spring sale. So I'll be making more videos, obviously. Let me know what else you want to see. I have a few ideas. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.